going to be talking about is, can the 2023 elections fix the horrors that is happening in Nigeria today? And you have to be living under a rock not to know the things that are going on in Nigeria. But we're going to take some of the more um, difficult topics that are not, it's not so easily explained to our people so that they can have the opportunity to really understand what we're talking about so that they can be making the right decisions. Because as you know, all of us here support the fact that we cannot have another election without a new referendum. And we're going to try very hard as we're talking about this today to let each and every one of you understand what that really means. So, to that end, we are going to start by talking about one of the things that's on the minds of all the indigenous Nigerians. Can the 2023 election solve the sovereignty issue that the nations that should exist, should be restored in Nigeria are seeking for? And so I'm going to open that up to discussion. Can the 2023 election restore the self-determination of the nations in Nigeria? And in case, for those that don't have the history, because it has been hidden from us, between 1960 and 1966, there were nations in Nigeria. Those regions were actually self-governing and autonomous, meaning they were independent. They had charge of their assets. Okay, so let's talk about that. Who wants to start us up? Aya, do you want to start us up? Citizen AY, want to start us up on that?
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you very much. Can you all hear me? I hope there's some sort of. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you very well.
Okay. Good evening to you all. I also, first of all, I want to say Happy New Year to everybody. And we're in 2022. This is the year where we're going to really push and get what we truly want, which is self-independence. And also exercise our self-determination. Go for referendum. Yes, it's very very obvious that since the 60s, the system has denied us our our rights. Sovereignty, they say, belongs to the people. A nation cannot exist without people, and the nation derives its powers from the people, and that is what is, in essence, what we are trying to ensure that is happening. What we currently have as a system now isn't allowing that to happen. The question, sovereignty of the various nations and their self-determination rights to be self-governing and autonomous use. All right, has somebody got Amado Bello video so we can then go into that, or do you want to just talk generally?
Yeah, I mean, like you're just introducing we're just introducing the topic, and then we'll go to that so that people
Okay,
can
good,
understand kind of what we're talking
good,
about.
good. So
And
yeah,
then we'll also go to the video of the 1999 Constitution that Wodo had put out there.
yes.
Yeah. So
Okay, so for me, in essence, I mean, I'm not going to go too far into it, but our sovereignty is something that is part of us as people individually. We ought to be the ones who are making the decisions upon which we would be upon the kind of governance that we would have, the kind of laws that would be used to govern us. But as it currently stands, that has been removed from us because of that fraudulent constitution. So I'm not going to stay too much more about it, but I think everybody is very, very clear on my stance. I do not in any way, shape, or form accept the promulgation decree number 24 of 1999 as a starting point of our nationhood. It's a fraud, and it's
so AY, answer the question for me, please.
yeah.
Can the 2023 election change that constitution?
No, sorry, beg your pardon. You're absolutely right. Sorry, no, it won't. For starters, let me explain why. Let me explain why it won't change it. For starters, the minute that you have an election on the basis of the current fraudulent constitution, the minute you have that, what happens is that you press go button.
Reset.
You press the go button, not reset, you continuous button for that constitution to continue to take effect on all of us, even though we know it's wrong. So we cannot press that button. We mustn't let them press that button. So whatever means we're going to use to do that, be it legal means, be it, everything within the law, obviously, to make sure that we wake up our people and hold our governance to account. We've been enslaved long enough. So absolutely no way. 2023 will not change anything. No way. It will just continue. It's like you're giving the green light for them to continue to loot from you and I. And we need to put a stop to it.
Awesome. So, Mojope, if you're ready, let's play the Ahmadu Bello, and this is the address that he gave at Independence. And this is important for the indigenous Nigerians because they need to understand that there was a standard that our forefathers agreed to. And when you compare that to unitary Nigeria today, you're going to see a stark difference. And unfortunately, you're going to see how the indigents are being harmed. And we'll talk about some more of that. Mojope, if you're ready, if you can share that video.
The Premier replied.
Can you see my screen?
In the name of
Yes.
God, the compassionate and the merciful.
I can't see the video yet. Hang on,
Let thanks be given to God
Oh, you see it?
everywhere
Yeah, I can
in the
see
northern
it.
region of Nigeria for the blessing of self-government which we have received
Okay,
this
yeah,
day
I see it.
through His help,
Self-government.
and for the blessing of progress which has long been a feature of our lives within this region. In our prayers, let us also beseech Almighty God for continued and peaceful progress, and for the furtherance of the prosperity and happiness of the people of this land. As I speak to you on this historic day, I am beset by many emotions. The emotion of gratitude. Gratitude to Almighty God that I have been spared to be of service to my people and to lead them towards this great event in our history. The emotion of humility, humbly conscious of my own limitations and of the pressing need for every one of us to give of his best now and in the future, even more than we have done in the past. The emotion of pride, proud that I and my colleagues have succeeded in the face of many difficulties in the aim of acquiring self-government as soon as it was practicable. And finally, the emotion of joy, greatly rejoicing that I can share with all of you this day an immense feeling of relief and contentment at the successful outcome of our advance towards the creation of a self-governing northern region of Nigeria.
We can end there. Okay, awesome. Self-governing northern region.
Nigeria.
That, my people, is what one Nigeria was meant to be. We had the northern region, which is supposed to have been broken up into the northern and the middle belt. We had the Midwest that came on board in 1963, I believe. We had the Eastern and we had the Western. And you heard it from a person that was part of that process: self-governance and autonomy. Let me ask a question of anyone here today. Do those nations have self-governance and autonomy today? And even further, do they even exist? And can the 2023 election change that? Mackenzie, what is your thought? Can the 2023 election see that those nations come come back, and that they can regain their autonomy and self-governance, meaning that they are going to be able to do their best? You heard them talk about progress. And that's one of the things that is one of the horrors in Nigeria, the lack of progress because of how things have been handled. Mackenzie, your thoughts?
Yeah, thank you. I honestly do not believe that going back to election with a fraudulent document will do any one of us any good in Nigeria. Because all this conflict, all this insecurity, all this mismanagement emanates from these particular documents that do not hold anybody responsible or accountable for anything. This is the document that enables criminals and foreigners to invade private spaces of indigenous communities, slaughter them in millions, and nobody is prosecuted or held accountable. So for all of us who feels marginalized or feels threatened in any way, going back to conduct any form of election with this document is recognizing and encouraging what is going on already. Now, the means to separate ourselves from this madness and mayhem is first identifying each individual that is around us, each community that is around us, identify and make them public, give them a vote, give them a platform to be able to express, because this is what has never been done since the invasion of the British till date. These communities have never have opportunities to say what their minds are or how they want to be governed. And we all need to be able to freely express ourselves.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Imora, I saw that you were unmuted. Did you want to respond to that or give your opinion on that? Because this is very important. Okay, we see everyone gearing up for 2023. You know, we need to have the Igbo presidency, the Yoruba presidency, the Middle Belt presidency. But does it change anything? Is it going to make the people's lives better?
Yeah, good afternoon.
You're welcome, Imora.
Yeah, first of all, I want to say in response, I didn't get a chance to see your question about the videos. I don't really know if I have any videos, but I guess you wanted them to.
Oh, that's okay. We have all of those already. Thank you.
You have, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, with regards to the regions and if the 2023 election will solve any problems. First of all, the thing about Nigeria is that Nigeria has moved in a certain direction. You see, now we have states, okay? We have, I think, 36 states. There's even talk of more states. So if you talk of the regions, okay, get back to that kind of.
That's okay. We have all of those already.
First of all, you have to handle the issue of the states, okay? There used to be Bendel State, which I was part of, but now there are two states out of that, Edo and Delta. Okay, so all of that needs to be discussed, I believe, if we're going to have a way forward and claim back that sovereignty and dismantle this unity type of government.
But is the 2023 election the result of that, regardless of who is president and vice president, et cetera, is it going to change that? Will it make that happen?
No, definitely. I mean, the people who are vying for office are not thinking in that direction whatsoever. They're not of giving the people the autonomy. They love that unitary whole thing.
Indissolvable, indivisible is what they call it. Yes. They
don't look. They're looking for that hold and control from Abuja. No, it will not solve it.
Okay. Thank you very much. I mean, again, one of the things that we wanted to focus on here is to talk about the real issues that are going on in our country, right? So sovereignty, we're not going to get that with the 2023 election, regardless of who is the president. What we have is going to continue. And my opinion is this: when I take a look at what the politicians have done in the past, who the politicians are that are currently vying to be part of the political system and the connections between them. You've seen who's marrying whom, right? You've seen all the marriages within the political class, right? They're marrying each other, right? So are they the ones that are going to make the changes? Have you heard any of them talk about making those changes? Any of the presidential hopefuls? Have you had any single one? I'm asking a question. I haven't seen it. If you have, please let us know.
No.
So I think it is safe to say that the sovereignty of the people is not going to be handled by the 2023 elections. So our people really need to think about that, because we know we want something different. And something different is not the 2023 election. Okay, let's move on. Insecurity and genocide of the indigenes. Is the 2023 election going to solve that problem? Insecurity and genocide of the indigent.
I'd like to interject there. There is no way. The Constitution actually empowers the genocide because it restricts the ability of the oppressed, the indigenous people, to take action to defend themselves. The people who wrote this Constitution, they gave themselves powers to centralize everything and control everything from the center. So when you are being impacted in your own southern region, southwest, southeast, or middle belt, there is nothing you can do. There is no levers that you can pull to say, whoa, hello, over here. Something is wrong. We got to put a stop to that. Can we stop everything and address my concerns? Everything is centralized, and the centralized nature of what is centralized, of this centralization, is the Fulani agenda being the one that's reflected across the whole nation. So 2023 is not going to put a stop to genocide. In fact, it's actually going to make it snowball. In my view.
Absolutely, and I am going to agree with that. So let me bring to mind. I don't know how many of you have seen all the press conferences that Governor Odom has been putting out from Benue State, and he has read letters from FUNAM, which is the Fulani group, right? Mm-hmm. Threatening his life. Did we see any politician, except for Wike? Actually, is the only one that has made a comment. Did Buhari make a comment about that? Did he call them terrorists when they took responsibility for the killings in that state, the hundreds of thousands of people? Did any political person do anything? What about IDP camps? How many people have been displaced in Nigeria? We're talking 4 million.
Yeah.
So, is the 2023 election going to move the non-indigenous Fulanis who have killed those people, driven them from their land, and taken over the land? Why hasn't the political process, all these past elections, gotten those people back to their land? If the election is the answer. Welcome, Dr. Damages. You can speak whenever you want. This is an open discussion that we're having.
Yeah.
Motivate, do you want to?
Thank you, Jim. Actually, the answer is no, but I want to tie us back to the, the video, the Ahmadu Bello video, right? If we go back in time, remember that, and if we recollect some of the words that this man used, because it's like, I kind of paid attention to the details of that video. He kept saying, like, my people, like this region. He never said Nigeria, right?
Absolutely.
So the man was a sectional leader. He was not a Nigerian. He was a sectional leader. He never called himself a Nigerian, right? So he was representing his people. And as we also know that, his great grandfather, Uthman Dan Fodio, already told them, left a word that, that is God. I don't know who that God is, because that's not the same God that I worship, right? That his God has given him the lands, our land, right? How can your God will somebody else's land to you? To me, as a medical person, he must be hallucinating. There must be some hallucination going on in the old man's head, which is really normal at certain age, right? So, but the man passed that hallucination to his children. And so his children are now hallucinating as well. But then we as people, as sane people who don't have the thought process, need to now say, hey, this hallucination needs to stop. And how do we stop this hallucination, right? Is to stop that voyage. Because remember that the 1999 Constitution was also drafted to make sure that their manifesto or their grandfather's plan and their plan, which Buhari is trying to actualize for his people, right, they're all embodied in that 1999 Constitution. And if we go back to the polls to go and renew it, just like my brother Ayo said, that if we push that button, what we'll be doing is to push the button that is going to keep us in perpetual slavery. And that's where I leave that. Thank you.
Absolutely. And let me ask the question. We're talking about the Fulanese, and we're going to talk a little bit about the federal character in a little bit here. But when did the Fulanese come to Nigeria? Does anyone know?
Yeah, sorry, if I may, with my little knowledge of that history, when Uthman Danfodio came, actually as a teacher, he actually came. I mean, he was hired by the by one of the kings in Hausa land to teach his children Quran and and Islamic education. And so he took that as a tool to kind of to get the people to get his people in, and to also get the Hausas to kind of believe that their own practice of Islam is not the right way. You see what he did? He used the religion and turn it around and use it,
but let's talk about when they arrived.
Mislead the people.
When they arrived.
And I'm saying this is because and I'm saying this, and I really want to thank you for giving me the opportunity. I really want to say this because a lot of the times, people don't understand that it's not the Islamic religion that is telling these people to do this. They are the ones using the Islamic religion as a weapon to do their evil deeds. Islam does not teach you to be evil. They are just using Islam as an excuse for them to be evil. And that's what I'm just trying to, to kind of clarify for our people, because people say, oh, well, the Muslims are the ones killing people. No, Islam does not teach you to do that. So Uthman Danfodio, starting with that man, he distorted Islam. He distorted the teachings of Islam to kind of push his own evil agenda, which he has pushed to his children and his great grandchildren. That's the Fulanis that are there right now. And that's what they are using. They are only using the religion to push their evil agenda. Islam is not evil. They are the ones that are evil.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, one thing is clear, and I think it's clear to us, but it's something that needs to be clear to everyone. This isn't a Muslim against Christian issue in Nigeria. Yeah. And no, it is not Herder Farmer. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We're talking about the invasion. This is an invasion, because when we talk about when the Fulanese, I don't know if you have that information, AY, as to when they actually came, what century did they arrive?
It was in the 18th century, around about the 18th century, late 17th and beginning of 1700 and 1800. So,
right.
and they actually
right.
Uthman Danfodio actually died in 1774. He's said to have been born in 1754.
Okay.
So when he came in his middle age, and the conquest he did was not that aggressive before he died, because he just made it. It was like a prophecy. He said to his people that this is their land. So his followers, the first jihad he did, because like Produpe had said, he initially came. He was not very arrogant. But when he deceived, was it the guy in Sokoto and then came back with multitudes of his people to conduct the first jihad that was not very, very aggressive as the ones that were done after his death. So the major one that actually swept through the northern caliphate was between the latter part of about 1860 something, 1864, when he had died earlier in 1876.
Okay, so what we have, what we're talking about now is that what we have in Nigeria is people that came recently to our land, to our ancestral lands, and now the ones that are ruling the indigent.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because when you take a look, we'll talk about federal character and we'll talk about that at that point. But the question being, can the 2023 election stop the insecurity and genocide of indigents? Because the genocide is mainly of Christians and moderate Muslims and those who have, again, they are indigenous peoples. And we know, let's be clear. We see the news every day. Who have been talked about as killing people in Nigeria on a daily basis? Fulani herdsmen. We're not making it up. It's in the papers every day. Every single day. Fulani herdsmen. There are no indigenous Fulani in Nigeria. There are Fulanis that came to Nigeria, right? With Uthman Ben Fodio. So why is it that this particular people are killing on a daily basis? And oh, by the way, they are the only ones allowed to carry these weapons, AK-47s,
correct,
ground-to-air missiles. We've seen that, right? And so you tell me, what politician, but the ones present, past, and those wanting to be running in 2023, have stated that their manifesto includes disarming the Fulani herdsmen, arresting, prosecuting, and putting in jail the Fulani herdsmen, or Boko Haram? Or saying, wait a minute, why are we having repentant Boko Haram in the Nigerian armed forces? So can the political system solve this based on what we have on the ground?
I think if we are going to go back into history, okay, Uthman Ben Fodio's jihad was launched in 1804.
1804.
It lasted for 6 years. And his premise was this. He was telling, Islam was already in northern Nigeria among the Hausas. But he was saying that their form of Islam was not pure.
Yes.
He had gone to Mecca and studied. And he came back with this idea that, look, this thing needs to be purified. So he started the jihad. Lasted for 6 years. They took over the Hausa states and gradually started to conquer. Okay, and they came south into Yoruba land. Now, people say, you see, I personally, I have lived, and I know many Muslims. I have lived with a Muslim roommate. I have a copy of the Quran. Okay, I have Muslim friends. See, Nigeria has a problem in terms of religion. We got to look at it squarely, because why do I say that? Out of 36 states, 12 of them have adopted Sharia law. That is.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah, part of them. See, that is what they take as so that they use Sharia law, which has to do with Islam. It came out of Islam. Okay, before Buhari ever became president in 2000, Buhari said that he will always agitate for the implementation of Sharia law across the federation. This jihad idea has not left. The conquest of other non-Muslim people. So as we look at this whole matter of Nigeria, the ethnicities, the indigenous people, we have to look at this also. Are we able to coexist with people who are bent?
Oh, network. Are you guys there? Oh, there's a network issue. Can you hear me? Oops. Yeah, it's there. Hello. Oh, sorry. Beg your pardon. There is some sort of delay. We're trying to fix that. There's some sort of delay. Huh. Oh. We will get it back. It's just some delay. We are experiencing some sort of delay, so we're gonna get back into it. Just give me a minute. Are you all there? Oh, okay. 1 minute, ladies and gentlemen. There is some sort of a delay. Something went, so we're gonna get back into it. Give me a second. We're just gonna get back into it quickly, right quick. Just gonna go straight back into it. Don't know what happened there. So just give us a minute. We're trying to just get it back. Okay. Okay. Don't know what happened there. Hello? Did somebody close the meeting? Ladies and gentlemen, just bear with us. There's been some sort of problem, and we're trying to we're trying to work out the problem is, what the problem is. Just bear with us, please. Just bear with us. Close the program. I'm going to try and go back in. We're trying to understand what's going on. There's been some sort of a technical issue, so we're trying to iron that out. That was very interesting just then, but unfortunately, we seem to have had some sort of network issue. So we're trying to get that done, resolved as soon as possible. So just bear with us. We are trying to establish the connection. The topic, of course, is can 2023 elections fix the horrors happening in Nigeria now? Okay, we still haven't got the complete link yet. Bear with us. We're trying to get that resolved. We may have to go and come back. I'm not too sure. We may have to go and come back, but we're going to try what we can to get this going. We are trying to reestablish the link. It just went down for some reason. And there's a very interesting point at in the discussion. Emma binu ẹ̀yin kíni ẹ jẹ́ jani so à ń gbìyànjú láti padà wọlé kalẹ̀ máa gbọ́ nǹkan sọ ẹ má bínú a máa sọ lédè Yorùbá torí èdè Gẹ̀ẹ́sì torí kì í ṣe àwa Yorùbá nìkan la wà nínú kìíní mo lè fẹ́ kí gbọ́ arántí pé ẹjọ́ àtàwa Yorùbá àti Ìgbò àtàwọn middle belt láti sowọ́pọ̀ ká gba òmìnira ó ṣe kókó ká sowọ́pọ̀ ẹ jẹ́ kí a tẹ̀síwájú pẹ̀lú yẹn ẹ ṣeun.
The people of Nigeria is dependent on the character of those who are the governors and then the president. If the President Buhari government do not support them, I'm sure the Nigerian military has the capability to destroy this bandit. But because the president,
but that is the question. Okay, so we got two people now. Do you see anything in the 2023 election that is brewing? That is
it should be dependent. It should be dependent on who emerges.
Leadership. Who do you see currently that can make a difference and can make it through?
No audio right now.
We want to make sure the 2023 elections get stopped.
The thing just went. Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you now, Ayo. Sorry, Donald, I'm going to give Dr. Damages.
Jane, I can't hear you. Can you all hear me?
Yes, I can hear. We can hear you.
Jane, can you hear me? I can't hear you.
Yes, I can hear you.
Can hear you.
Can you all hear me at all? Let me just see.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you may I quickly just respond or ask
come
what
back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not
the
too
last
sure
speaker
what's going
said.
on here.
I can hear you, AY, but I'm trying to send you a message.
Can you all hear me?
Hold on a second, guys. Just hold on 1 second. Hold on, Maduka, if you can hold on a second.
Okay.
AY, you can leave the meeting and come back. It says you are not
have
in
to
the
go
meeting.
and come back. Ladies and gentlemen, give me a few minutes. I'm gonna switch everything off.
Even
Come
I'm
back.
sending you a message. It says you are
Because
not
the
here.
system, I don't know what's happened. I can't hear anybody. Nothing is working. So I'll be back.
Donald, just send him a message to leave.
I tried to send him a message. The Zoom says he's not in the meeting.
Very, very slow. Okay, let me come
and
back.
I'm hearing his voice in the YouTube.
I'll go out of this.
My voice and his voice